There is a time talked about in the Bible, referred to some as the great apostasy or the falling away. It also talks about chaff a lot. I think there is let me read the passages first. Psalm 1:4, the ungodly are not so, but they are like chaff which the wind drives away. Matthew 3:12, his winnowing fan is in his hand, and it will thoroughly clean out his threshing floor and gather his wheat into the barn, and he will burn up the chaff with unquenchable fire. This seems to be quoting Daniel, where it talks about the chaff from the summer threshing floors, wind carrying away, and there was no trace of them found. 2 Thessalonians. It's talking about the end times. Now, brethren, concerning the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ and our gathering together with him, we ask you not to be shaken in mind or troubled, either by spirit or word or letter, as if the day of Christ had come. Wow, I think of preterists when I hear that. I think that they're definitely speaking against this idea that Christ came in 70 AD. Wow. Let no one deceive you by any means, for that day will not come unless the falling away, which they title in this translation, the great apostasy, comes first. The man of sin is revealed. Then they talk about the different things that happen that are going to come before. It looks like the falling away is first, and then they go down the list of things that happen in the tribulation. Man of sin, desecration, where he sits above everything that is God or called God, trying to show that he is God. So do you not remember that when I was still with you, I told you things, and now you know what is restraining, that he may be revealed in his own time. So I got to pull Rubio. Well, it's an old reference for old people. Wow, I'm old. Great. It will be revealed in its own time, for the mystery of lawlessness is already at work, and he who now restrains will do so until he is taken out of the way. So they're restraining lawlessness. And then the lawless one will be revealed, whom the Lord will consume with the breath of his mouth and destroy with the brightness of his coming. The coming of the lawless one, Satan with all power, signs, wonders, with the unrighteous deception among those who perish, because they did not receive what? The love of the truth, that they may be saved. People who believe God but don't have the love of the truth will be deceived and fall away. Maybe they love God with their mind, with their heart, but they don't love God with their mind. I don't know. That's what it seems to say. And for this reason, that they did not receive the love of the truth, right? For this reason, what's that reason? What it just referred to, correct? God will send on them a strong delusion that they should believe the lie. What's the lie? That this guy is God. They may all be condemned who do not believe the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. So they lost the love of truth They did not believe the truth. He who endures to the end shall be saved. Wow. The winnowing. The real reason for this video, after I covered all that, just to get to my opinion. I think the time is coming where the established business structure church, I mean, you have a building, you have a pastor, all that. The established business structure church. I'm making very clear that that's not the church, but the established business structure church is going to go away. When there's times of hardship, when people have no money, and they don't place the importance of that business structure over feeding their families. When you have no money, you can't support this other people. You have to be, if you have to feed yourself or feed those in the church, you're feeding yourself. So there is a time coming in the future, the winnowing. That's my term, obviously. But there will be people who don't have the love of truth that will believe a lie. We need to stand fast. The next part of 2 Thessalonians says, but we also need to prepare. If you only meet with believers in your established business structure church, what if that's not an option anymore? What if you can't go online to do Zoom meetings? Do you know where any fellow believers live? What if there was an internet outage and the economy had crumbled? Where are you going to go? I think what's the parable of the virgins who were trimming their wicks, and those who had trimmed their wicks got in. We can't go back to trim our wicks. We have to be ready when the time comes to hold on to fellowship with fellow believers, and we won't be able to do so if the only way we know believers is through the established business structure church. Yeah.